Millions of years ago, before fire, before language, before memory itself, the sky was not a place of peace. It was a hunting ground. The sun dipped low over the African savanna, casting long shadows across the golden grass. A small tribe of early hominids gathered near the river, their bodies lean, their eyes sharp. They had survived droughts, beasts, and starvation. But this evening felt different. Children played with bones and sticks, their laughter echoing through the valley. Elders sat in circles, whispering stories passed down through gestures and grunts. The wind carried the scent of distant rain. The tribe was calm. But the sky had other plans. A shadow passed overhead. Not a cloud, not a bird. Something bigger, something older. The elder looked up and froze. His eyes widened. His breath caught. Then, a scream. A child was lifted into the air, claws wrapped around his chest, legs kicking, voice fading. The beast had returned. It was no ordinary bird. Its wings stretched wider than any tree. Its eyes glowed red, like embers from a fire that had never been lit. Its beak was jagged, carved by time and hunger. The creature screeched, a sound that pierced bone and memory. Chaos erupted. Mothers grabbed children. Hunters reached for sharpened stones. The tribe scattered, some diving into the river, others hiding beneath thorny bushes. The elder stood still, his voice trembling. It's the Sky Hunter, the one from the cave. Inside the shelter, painted in ash and blood, was the story they had forgotten. A giant bird with fire in its eyes and death in its wings. Leptoptelos, the one who hunted from above. The cave painting showed a time long past when the sky beasts ruled, when tribes vanished without a trace, when the only defense was fire, and even fire sometimes failed. The young hunter, barely old enough to lead, stared at the painting. His brother was gone, taken, screaming, and no one had stopped it. He clenched his fists. His heart burned. He would not wait for the next attack. That night, silence fell. No laughter, no fire, only fear. The tribe huddled together, eyes scanning the sky. Every rustle of leaves, every flap of wings sent shivers down their spines. The elder spoke in broken whispers. It learns, it remembers, it waits. The young hunter sat alone, sharpening a bone spear. He looked to the stars and whispered, "If the sky wants war, I will answer." From the tallest tree, two glowing red eyes watched, unblinking, waiting. The next morning, the tribe was restless. No one had slept. The river was quiet. The birds were gone. Even the insects seemed afraid. The young hunter stood before the tribe. He raised his spear and pointed to the sky. "We fight. We trap. We burn." The elder nodded slowly. "But we must remember, it is not just a bird. It is a memory, a curse." The tribe began to prepare. They gathered bones, vines, stones, and firewood. They dug pits, sharpened stakes, and smeared ash across their faces. The young hunter led them to the canyon, a place where the sky could not reach easily. They set bait, meat from a recent kill, placed in the open. They hid beneath rocks and bushes, waiting. Hours passed. The sun rose high. Sweat dripped. Nerves frayed. Then, the screech. The sky darkened. The beast returned. It dove, wings slicing the air, eyes locked on the bait. But it paused. It sensed something. It had learned. It turned, scanning the canyon. The young hunter held his breath. Suddenly, the stork dove toward the rocks, toward the hiding place. The trap was triggered. Spears flew. Fire erupted. The beast screeched in pain. One wing was torn. It crashed into the canyon wall. The tribe roared. They charged. But the beast was not done. It rose, bleeding, furious. Its feathers shimmered. Volcanic minerals fused into its body. It had evolved. It slashed with its beak, tore through vines, crushed bones. The young hunter leapt, driving his spear into its chest. The beast shrieked and fled.
wings broken, blood trailing. The tribe stood in silence. The canyon echoed with pain and victory. But the elder whispered, "It will return. And next time, it will not come alone." The sun had not yet risen, but the tribe was awake. Smoke lingered in the air from the night's fire. The young hunter stood alone at the edge of the canyon. He had seen the beast. He had felt its power, and he had survived. But survival was not enough. The tribe had lost a child. The elders had lost sleep. And the sky still hunted. He turned to the others. Their eyes were tired, their hands blistered, but they were ready. "We fight," he said. "We trap, we burn." No one spoke. They only nodded. The canyon was chosen for a reason. Its walls were steep, its floor narrow. If the beast came, it would have nowhere to fly. They began to build. Bones were sharpened into stakes, vines twisted into nets, fire pits dug deep into the earth. The bait was fresh, meat from a recent kill placed in the open. The young hunter smeared ash across his face. He crouched behind a rock, eyes locked on the sky. Hours passed, the sun climbed, the wind shifted, the bait began to rot. Then, the screech. It came from the east, slicing through the air like a blade. The beast was back. Its wings cast a shadow over the canyon. Its eyes scanned the ground. It saw the bait. It saw the traps. But it didn't dive. It hovered. It had learned. The young hunter held his breath. The others stayed still. Then, movement. The beast turned, diving not for the bait, but for the rocks, for the hiding place. The trap was triggered. Spears flew. Fire erupted. The beast screeched in pain. One wing was torn. It crashed into the canyon wall. The tribe roared. They charged. But the beast was not done. It rose, bleeding, furious. Its feathers shimmered. Volcanic minerals fused into its body. It had evolved.
It slashed with its beak, tore through vines, crushed bones. The young hunter leapt, driving his spear into its chest. The beast shrieked and fled, wings broken, blood trailing. The tribe stood in silence. The canyon echoed with pain and victory. But the elder whispered, "It will return. And next time, it will not come alone." Let me know when you're ready for part 3. The last flight. I'll deliver the final cinematic showdown. Same style, same length. Ready for instant video production. This saga is becoming prehistoric legend. The wind had changed. It no longer whispered through the grass. It howled across the valley, dry and sharp, as if the land itself knew what was coming. The young hunter stood at the cliff's edge. His body was bruised, his eyes hollow, but he didn't blink. He had seen the beast. He had survived. But survival was no longer enough. The tribe had lost a child. The canyon still echoed with the beast's screech. And now, the sky felt heavier. Signs appeared again. Bones stripped clean. Feathers near the river. Claw marks carved into ancient trees. The elder's warning returned. It will come back, and it won't be alone. One morning, the sky turned black. Not from clouds, from wings. 3 shadows passed overhead. 1 massive, 2 smaller. The storks had multiplied. The tribe scattered. But the young hunter stayed. He watched. He studied. He planned. He wasn't afraid anymore. He was ready. They built the second trap deep in the forest, where trees grew thick and the sky narrowed. A place where wings couldn't stretch. This time, the bait wasn't meat. It was movement. A decoy. Bones and fur rigged to twitch like a wounded hominid. The tribe worked in silence. Branches placed with care. Stones sharpened. Fire pits dug and hidden. The hunter carved symbols into the trees, not for protection, for memory. This wasn't just a trap. It was a reckoning. Night fell. The forest pulsed with tension. Owls silent. Insects vanished. Even the wind held its breath. The hunter crouched beneath a fallen log, eyes locked on the clearing. The decoy twitched. Fire pits glowed faintly beneath leaves. Then, the sound. Wings. 3 beasts descended. The first dove, talons outstretched, screeching toward the decoy. The trap snapped. Flames erupted. Nets flew. Spears launched from grooves in the earth. The beast screamed, caught midair. Wings tangled, feathers igniting. It thrashed, but the forest held. The second dove to help, and met a wall of fire. The third circled, hesitated, then vanished into the dark. The tribe emerged, faces lit by firelight. They surrounded the fallen beast. It was still alive. Barely. Its eyes locked with the hunters. He stepped forward. No fear, no hesitation. He raised his spear and ended it. The forest fell silent. The beast burned. Bones cracked. Feathers turned to ash. The elder approached the hunter. "You've ended the sky's curse." But the hunter shook his head. "One escaped, and it will return." Days passed. The tribe rebuilt. They sang again, laughed again. But the hunter remained distant. He tracked. He studied. He prepared. One morning he found the trail. Broken branches, a half-eaten carcass, and a single red feather. It was close. He followed it into the mountains, alone. The air grew thin, the trees sparse, the rocks sharp. He climbed for hours, then days, until he found the nest. It was massive, a fortress of bones and branches perched on the edge of a cliff. Inside, the beast waited, larger than before. Its wounds healed. Its eyes burned brighter. It saw him, and it remembered. The final hunt had begun. He didn't run, he stood his ground, spear in hand, feet planted in dust. The beast spread its wings, screeched, "Dove!" He rolled, dodged, slashed. The spear grazed its side. The beast turned, claws out, beak snapping. They fought like titans, man and monster, past and future. The hunter was thrown against the rocks, blood on his face, bones bruised. But he rose. He climbed the cliff, higher and higher. The beast chased him. At the peak, he turned. The wind howled. The beast lunged, and he jumped. Not away, toward it. Spear first. The sky exploded. Feathers scattered. Silence. Then, the sound of wings falling. The tribe found him at dawn. Broken, bleeding, but alive. The beast lay beside him. Still. Silent. The sky was clear. For the first time in generations, safe. They didn't cheer. They didn't sing. They watched and understood. This was not just survival. It was transformation. That night, the fire burned brighter. Not in fear, in memory, in power, in legacy. The hunter sat beside it, obsidian in hand, eyes on the stars, and whispered, "We were hunted. Now, we rise." The sky was quiet. For the first time in weeks, no shadows passed overhead. No screeches echoed through the valley. No feathers drifted down like warnings. The last beast had fallen. Its bones lay buried beneath the cliff, its wings torn, its eyes extinguished. But the young hunter didn't celebrate. He sat alone by the river, staring into the flames. His body was healing. His spirit was not. He had won the battle, but something deeper had awakened. The tribe gathered around him. They brought food, water, songs. But he didn't speak. He only watched the fire. It danced, it cracked, it whispered. And then, it showed him. That night, the hunter dreamed. He stood in a cave, one he had never seen. Its walls glowed with ancient symbols. Its air pulsed with heat. In the center, a flame burned without wood, without smoke, without end. He stepped closer and saw them, figures carved into stone. Not beasts, not hominids. Something in between, tall, sharp, watching. They held fire in their hands, and behind them, wings. He woke with a gasp. The fire still burned. But now, it felt different. It wasn't just warmth, it was memory. It was power. The next morning, he returned to the cave. Not the one with the paintings. A deeper one, hidden beneath the cliffs, guarded by thorns and silence. He crawled through the narrow entrance, his torch flickering. Inside, the air was thick. The walls pulsed with heat. And then, he saw it. A chamber, circular, ancient. In its center, a pit filled with black stone, obsidian volcanic glass, and beside it, tools. Not made by his tribe, not made by beasts, made by something else. He touched the stone. It was cold, but his fingers tingled. He picked up a shard. It sliced the air like nothing he had held before. Sharper than bone, stronger than wood. He had found something forgotten, something forbidden. He returned to the tribe. They watched him approach, obsidian in hand, eyes burning with purpose. "We were prey," he said. "Now we choose." He showed them the tools. He taught them how to shape the stone, how to bind it to wood, how to carry fire not just in torches, but in their hands. Days passed. The tribe changed. Their weapons gleamed, their movements sharpened. Their eyes no longer searched the sky in fear. They hunted, they defended, they remembered. But the sky was not done. One evening, as the sun bled across the horizon, a new sound echoed. Not a screech, a roar, low, deep, ancient. The elder froze. "That is not a bird," he whispered. The young hunter stepped forward. "No," he said, "it's something worse." The ground shook, trees bent, and from the northern ridge, it emerged, a creature unlike any they had seen. Feathers fused with scales, eyes like molten stone, wings torn but powerful. It had survived the fire, it had evolved. It was the last of its kind, and it had come for vengeance. The tribe didn't run. They stood obsidian spears in hand, fire at their backs. The young hunter led them to the ridge. They climbed in silence. The wind howled. The beast waited. The final battle began at dusk. The sky turned orange. The ground turned red. The beast lunged. The tribe scattered. Spears flew. Fire roared. The young hunter climbed the rocks, drawing the beast's gaze. It charged. He leapt. They collided. Stone met scale, fire met fury. The fight lasted minutes, but felt like centuries. When it ended, the cliff was silent. The beast lay broken, its wings shattered, its eyes dim. The young hunter stood above it, breathing, bleeding, alive. The tribe gathered. They didn't cheer. They didn't sing. They watched and understood. This was not just survival. This was transformation. That night, the fire burned brighter, not in fear. In memory, in power, in legacy. The young hunter sat beside it, obsidian in hand, eyes on the stars, and whispered, "We were hunted. Now, we rise."